What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the Heart Healer, back with another reaction. This time we doing Love Is Blind. All right, we're gonna take a break from Pop the Balloon. We're gonna take a break from 20 V's. We're gonna take a break from the loyalty test. You know, all the other stuff that you see on my page, and we're gonna discuss some more pressing matters right now, which is Love Is Blind season 7. All right. This video I'm only gonna be talking about Ramses. Okay. I do have some shit to say about Tim and Alex. I do have some shit to say about Hannah and Nick. Is that his name? I do have some shit to say about Tyler and sexy ass fucking Ashley A. Sorry, is that her name? I meant to say just Ashley A. Sorry, don't know what came over me. But yeah, so obviously I can't screen capture Netflix material. Netflix kind of got that locked up. So I will, however, capture the audio of the conversation between Ramses and Marissa. Now, for all y'all who don't know, Ramses and Marissa, they met in the pods. They chose each other. They fell in love without seeing each other, because that's the whole experiment about, Love Is Blind. And they're literally days away from getting married. And this conversation happens between Ramses and Marissa. So, with no further ado, let's just get into it. Let's listen to it.
We have a great future ahead of us. I want to marry you. That's literally the risk of falling in love, Ramses.
I understand, like, falling in love is a risk. You're risking heartbreak. I understand that. But last night, I spoke with my niece's mother, LaDallas, and then my brother. We had a long conversation about my previous marriage, just talking about this decision, and I learned about things, and I just learned that, my ex was, hurting much more than I realized after that divorce. And, I'm just, scared that something may happen, where, I end up hurting you. I know it's a risk, I know, but,
It's killing me.
We just had a conversation in the jacuzzi about how we do have this beautiful thing coming up, and it's very nerve-wracking, and it's scary, and there's a lot of people involved and a lot of feelings involved. But ultimately, it's just about you and I.
I don't know, after being married and just seeing other marriages and hearing from other married people, I just don't think love alone is enough. I think there needs to be other things that are also working and that come together. Love is super important, but it's just kind of
So we only have love between us?
It's not that we don't only have love between us. We've built an incredible bond, and we have, this connection is amazing, but it's just, there is, certain things that you can't get around. The things that you, especially when it comes to, when it comes to living together, and it comes to, just spending, our day-to-day together, that's crazy important. That's the thing that could potentially, if it's not working well, it can potentially grind us down over time.
There is more than love here. I haven't loved the person that I've been seeing, especially yesterday. But we talked about that. We talked about you needing your space. And I love you enough to understand what you need and try to meet you. This marriage is a promise and a commitment. And with commitment comes a responsibility of getting through whatever we got to get through. I'm promising to go through life with you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think we'll be great together. I do think we are great together. I think you bring out really good characteristics that I don't usually show, and I think that I bring out good characteristics that you don't necessarily always show.
I've always followed my emotions. I've always followed my feelings. And I do think love is important. My feelings are telling me to move forward, but that's caused me to make some wrong decisions in the past. I don't want to come back to this moment and be like, why was I led by my feelings? I've told myself time and time again, like, don't allow yourself to be led completely by your feelings. Like, I need to be like more logical about my reasoning. And so like, I don't want to get to that point where I'm like, I look back and I'm just like, fuck, I did it again. Like, I fucked up again. Like, I made that same fucking mistake that I always do.
But you don't truly feel that way right now.
What do you mean?
Like, you don't feel like you're making a mistake.
Up to this point, no, I haven't felt like I've been making a mistake. But like now, like after having these conversations, like I feel like there might have been moments or things that I was brushing aside, wasn't giving the priority to that I should have, because they are important.
I hear everything you're saying, but like I have nothing tangible to work with. There are things that you brushed under the rug or like thought weren't a big deal, but now are a big deal. What?
Just like
what?
just us.
Can I know about them? Like,
it's about your energy and my energy living and coexisting in the same space is what it is. Is your energy gonna be like too much for me, or is it gonna like make me feel, you know, like overwhelmed? Is it gonna be like too much for me? And it was great, like it was fine, like, you know, in Cabo and everything else, but like here and every day, like when you bring in like work and you bring in just like day-to-day like stresses or whatever, there's so much going on, and I feel like I didn't have a moment to really like for myself. At the end of the day, like it's not you, like it's me. It's
no,
like,
but you are literally saying that.
I don't want you to think like it's like there's something wrong with you. There's a fault.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with me, Ramses, but it's like you told me you fell in love with me because of who I am.
Yes.
And like we get this experience, and you just like, well, maybe the energy is too much for you. Like,
because
you know how that sounds.
I know how that sounds.
Okay.
But in the pods, like it felt amazing. Like it felt like I've loved feeling your energy. Like
that's
I love
what every
that.
guy feels. They love the first couple months of dating me because it's great. The energy is just so fucking great. Like, I get it. I've heard that before. Your energy is different from mine, but I haven't seen it as a negative. I've seen it as, there are times where I do need to fucking relax and calm down and just like chill on the couch and watch TV. But it's like, I can vision it. I can literally see it. It's like, why can't you see it? It's like you already know. You've already made up your mind. Like, you already know that, like, I'm too much to live with.
These 3 weeks is all I have.
But you don't
the
even,
last 4
you
weeks
can't
is
see
all
beyond that. You can't see,
because I don't want to make
that.
assumptions. Like I don't want to like.
But we're in
jump
control of our future.
We can't say what that's gonna look like because it's like we haven't lived it.
I think you should not have come to this experience. Because, like, Ramses, it's very clear that you need to, like, live with someone for a long time before you even
This
marry
3
them.
weeks would have been fine. It would have been enough time. Just like I couldn't anticipate that I was gonna arrive at this point and like I wasn't gonna like feel like, you know, feel the way that I feel or have
I
the conversations
anticipated
I
it the
had.
moment you had the conversations with other people. So. For the first time, I was like 100% myself. I feel like I've been like the most understanding person. How could I feel so sure and you not, you know? I just like want someone to be sure about me. You know?
Oh.
Just want someone to choose me, right? Like,
I did fall in love with you for who you are. Like I did love your energy. Like all of that was part of the reason why like we bonded. At the end of the day, like we couldn't tell like what exactly that would look like in person.
I just don't know how we go from like how we were like 2 days ago to this. It's literally insane.
Just there's nothing like left to be said then.
It's the worst day of my life.
All right, so we're gonna stop right there. Obviously, that's enough for y'all to know that he fucking broke up and he ended the marriage or the engagement. So this is my thing with fucking Ramses. You put yourself out there, right? You go on a show called Love Is Blind because you want to put yourself out there. You want to say, you know what? I'm tired of doing shit, the traditional way. Let me put myself out there and let me be open, right? Because you can't go on the show and not be open. Like, I don't see it being a successful experience if you're not open, right? Let me be open to, building a connection without actually seeing the person, without touching them, without kissing them, without knowing what they smell like, without knowing what the color of their teeth are. Let me see if I could fall in love with somebody. And you do all of that and you do fall in love with somebody. They sweep you off your feet without without you being face to face with them. That's gotta be very difficult and very rare. Like, how can that even happen? But fuck it, shit, it did. You experienced all of that just for you to call off the engagement because you're talking about some, what if? I mean, damn, this happened before. I'm just scared that this might. What if our energies? What if? Nigga, that's fucking life. Life is nothing but what ifs. That shouldn't stop you from continuing to move forward because you want to say, what if I move forward and I fall flat on my face? What if you move forward and the shit is flawless? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna have a what if mentality, why is it gonna be one sided? Why not consider all of the possibilities? The positive ones as well as the negative ones. But for you to call off an engagement because you're some shit that happened in the house or something about living with her kind of freaked you out. My thing about it is, why not just talk about it? Say, hey, listen, this is something that I don't like, or this is something that I feel like we would need to improve on in order for us to be successful. Like, why not try to put in that work at that moment? Why not try to put the effort in? Why not give grace in that moment? Because you've already went through all of this and got to this point. I don't understand that shit. You already went through everything. You've fallen in love. You've met the family. You've got on your knee. You proposed. Y'all had sex first night raw in Cabo. Y'all already did everything. She bared it all to you. You bared it all to her. Isn't that worth putting in just even like a little effort? Isn't that worth it? Isn't it worth saying, hey, I'm a little nervous, but fuck it. Let's see. Let's see if this is something that can work. I don't understand calling it quits without even trying after all of that. To me, I just feel like a couple of things. Either he's making up a bunch of bullshit because he just decided he doesn't want to be with her anymore. Or maybe, I really don't fucking know. Like, maybe he's intimidated by, when he's talking about energies, maybe he's intimidated by her energy because he already is a little bit insecure about his own masculinity, right? And then now you got this woman who you could tell she's fucking sexually liberated. She's what is she, a Navy? I don't know if she was in the Navy or the Air Force. She's this brave soldier, that puts her, she put her life on the line to go defend the country. She's everything that you're fucking not as a man. She's that as a woman. And maybe that, intimidates him. Maybe he feels like, I'm already not manly, so I need my woman to be really, 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 really fucking girly. Because I'm kind of girly. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I could think. Like, he really kind of just pulled the plug on everything without even trying. Now, another thing about him, in regards to her being this veteran, he said to her at one point, he said, if you go back into the service, I will divorce you. Pretty much what he said. He gave her an ultimatum. Now, Ramses is this guy, and there's a lot of people that I know like this who they kind of portray themselves like really nice people, like really, big-hearted, friendly people, but really they're a piece of fucking shit. And he's one of those people, because if you love somebody and you give them an ultimatum like that, first of all, giving ultimatums already shows that you don't respect this person enough to meet them in the middle. You don't respect this person enough to compromise. You don't respect this person enough to consider them. That's what happens when you give people ultimatums. You understand what I'm saying? Most of the time. In this sense, you're telling somebody who is a veteran, if you go back into the service, I'm gonna divorce you. How the fuck is that fair? This is who this person is. Just like from a standpoint of integrity, this person might go back into the service because she's already somebody who felt the calling in the first place. And you're telling her, like, yo, if you do that again, I'm gonna divorce you. So you're that's you pretty much even saying, hey, that shit that you did as far as the military, that was wrong of you. That was a bad decision. And if you do it again, it's a wrap. Now, his whole reason for that is he's got a problem with the U.S. military. And, to a very small point, I understand him. He looks at America like we're imperialist, and he said, quote unquote, he said he cares more for the people that are under the hammer. So for that reason, he just doesn't fuck with the U.S. military. He's also Venezuelan. I think he might have been born in Venezuela, raised there, or maybe he's born and raised in America, just with, his ethnicity is Venezuelan. I don't know. But he's so against the U.S. military. And my thing about it is, like, bro, it's so easy for you to be in a country like America where you could sleep comfortably at night knowing that there are other countries that would think twice, think three things about coming over here and blowing shit up. Yeah, you're so fortunate to be able to sleep in your bed at night and be thinking, the U.S. military is, I don't know, man. America's mean, Yeah, nigga. I agree, but at the same time, like, it really doesn't matter what we did when we did it, right? Because we're in the shit now. You understand what I'm saying? Like we've inherited whatever shit America has brought upon themselves. We've inherited it. But we definitely need their protection to make sure we don't get blown up in our fucking sleep. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything to any other fucking country. I didn't go over and steal another country's oil. I didn't do these things. It's not gonna stop the other country from, wanting to blow my shit up. I got a son and I need to be protected. I need to know that we're safe at night. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need our military. It's not Marissa's fault. She didn't do anything. But she's willing to put herself out there and defend her country. Like, there's an honor to that. You understand what I'm saying? And you love this person and you're not even able to kind of understand that. It just says a lot about who he is, honestly. Marissa is one of those people who, she's the type of person that I like the most. She puts it all out there, right? People like that, those are the people that you could trust. Those are people that don't lie. They're honest people. They put it all out there. You know what I'm saying? And she came on this show very open. She was very much herself. She was very witty. She showed a lot of personality. She cried. She laughed. She fell in love. She fought. She talked against her mother when her mother kind of, had some negative insight on her situation. She, to me, is a very stand-up person. And people like that deserve way better than a nigga like Ramses. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, this is really a blessing for her in the end, because she is going to be much more appreciated by somebody who, for one, thinks it's a great thing that she's a veteran and applauds that. That's for starters. That's the type of nigga she could use, Also, somebody who could, just give a little bit more grace. Like, goddamn, this nigga Ramses, he had a problem with her one time because she was like, yo, one time she didn't want to have sex with him because she was going through some shit around her period. She's PMSing, and she didn't want to be too physical with her. And he's like, I don't know if this is going to be a problem for me. It's like, my boy, this girl is the freakiest one on the whole fucking show. You can't cut her some slack just for like 3 days out the fucking month, or like a week out the month. Like, he's not understanding at all, man. And he really showed that a lot on this show, man. So, I don't know. What else is there to say? I took a few notes. Yeah, he says to her in the conversation, I'm scared of hurting you. I found out my ex-wife was real hurt. Who the fuck cares, my nigga? Fuck your ex-wife. This is you're talking to somebody that's about to be your new wife. Why the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, my ex-wife is... Fuck her. What are you talking about? I'm scared I might do this. So you're scared of hurting somebody? So your reaction is, you know what? I'm just gonna really fucking hurt you by ending this relationship because I'm scared that I might hurt you. Like, think about that logic. Hey, I'm definitely gonna break your heart right now and hurt you and make this the worst day of your life just because I'm kind of scared that I might hurt you in the future. That doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. And a nigga like that need to go talk to somebody, bro. I think there's a lot of shit he needs to unpack. I think that he was not equipped and prepared to be on a show like this. I think he robbed Marissa of a fair experience. He robbed her of, being able to find love. She could have connected with the other guy. I can't remember his name, but he actually was also a veteran as well. She could have had a great relationship with that dude. And Ramses came and robbed her of that by portraying himself to be somebody who would be intentional and, choose to marry her. Just to turn around and end it off some normal relationship fears, Marissa says to him in that conversation, I love you enough to understand what you need. I think she was very unfair to herself, but that also just goes to show you her character. I think when she's in love, she's willing to find solutions to problems because she just wants to make things right with the person that she loves. And, that really could be a great thing, but it'll also be your downfall if that person is going to use that characteristic about you to manipulate you. You know what I'm saying? That'll be your downfall. And I think Ramses did that a lot, man. I think Ramses did that a lot. I want to be more. Ramses says to her in the conversation, I want to be more logical and not rely on my feelings. What logic, man? What's the logic? When it comes to relationships, what really is the logic here? You know, to like when it comes to things like, you know, disrespect, cheating, abuse, gaslighting. Yeah, logically, you could say that these are red flags. These are things that would, you know, cause unsustainable issues in a relationship. Yeah, that's a logical way to look at that. But other than that, there is no logic to use here. You said you love this person. You chose to want to marry this person. The logical thing to do would be to honor and, you know, to honor that decision and be intentional. I think that's the logical thing to do. I think the logical thing to do is to at least try and see. Try and say, you know what? I have this fear. Let's just see how it goes. Maybe I'll be right. Hopefully I'll be wrong. Why not just go and see? That would be the logical thing to do, if you ask me. The logical thing to do would be to say, hey, this is what I'm concerned about, A, B, and C. So let's move forward and let's see if this is a situation that we can, you know, work through. And if not, then fuck it. We'll say that we tried. I think that that's the logical thing. I also think another logical thing to do would have been to not come on the show in the first place if you're too scared of hurting somebody, because that's just the risk of love, man. You hurt people intentionally, unintentionally. It hurts, man. You put everything on the line and you face the possibility of being hurt. Just is what it is, man. Yeah. I think Marissa deserves a lot more than what she's gotten from Ramses, and he's a bitch ass nigga, man. That's all I got to say about that. Ramses is a bitch ass nigga, man. Comment below and tell me what y'all think about the whole Ramses and Marissa situation, and also, do you think that by the time the reunion comes around, do you think that they would have reconciled and gave it another go? I really, really hope not. I hope not, because Ramses is somebody who, if he did it in that moment, he'll do it again. You know, so comment below. Let me know, you know, what your thoughts are on Ramses and Marissa. Holla. Hard Hiller reacts. We're going to get into Tim and Alex next. Yeah.